Linda, just your assessment of that game first, please.
Disappointing, and I think it highlights exactly where we are as a group. We're either a 7 or an 8, or we're a 2 and a 3. Last week I thought we were for 60-65 minutes of the game, we're probably a 7 or an 8, and then we were a 2 or a 3 for the last 15 minutes. And I thought pretty much all the way through the game today we were around about that 2 or 3. I thought the way that we started the game was really, really poor. The first defensive set, we got lucky by not conceding the try. I think if the try goes up as a try, then it probably gets given. I thought we got lucky in that respect. Just the way that we started that set defensively. I thought we got rolled, and we lost the last tackle of the set, which meant we couldn't put any kick pressure on. And I thought that set the tempo for the way that first 40 minutes went. And I just think it's where we are as a team, as a group at the minute. We're just not good enough.
You said about being rolled early on. Do you feel that was the case for the full game? They seem to just win that battle through the middle.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I've said a few times, rugby league's a real simple game. You run hard and you tackle hard, and that's pretty much as standard as it needs to be. And Leeds did that, and we didn't. I thought when we carried the ball, there weren't any tempo to us carries, we didn't generate any sort of enthusiasm to play the ball quick. So Leeds dominated the ruck defensively, so we didn't have any sort of ruck speed to play. And when Leeds carried like they wanted to play and come through the other side. And then we were always on the back foot.
How do you pick yourselves up to be a consistent 6 or 7 or above every week?
Well, we've got to get better. We've said all season we've got a group of players that aren't at the minute ready to be consistent Super League players in the top 6. That's just where we are, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating as a coach and staff. It's frustrating, and I'm sure it's frustrating for the fans to watch it and have this inconsistency where we're good and then we're poor and then we're awful and then we're good, and we have all different colours of the rainbow. But that's, like I said, as we said all the way through this season, that's where we're going to be. We're missing some quality players. We know we're missing some quality players. We're missing some punch in the middle and some aggression in the middle as well to win games like that. When you've got big middles from Leeds that are carrying through the other side, we need some big middles to come through and do the same for us and whack some people. And I thought people like Sylvester Nemo and Kane Robb showed that effort and that determination. And as small as Kane is, he was getting off his line. He got trampled a couple of times, but got back up and did it again. That's the sort of effort and determination and enthusiasm that you wanted from your group.
I'm going to mention Kane. He seemed one of the livelier players in both attack and defence.
Yeah, he is, and as a coach, he's great for you because he gives you that effort and that enthusiasm, and he's got deficiencies like every single player has, and he's a little bit of a spot because of his size, but he puts his body in front. And he's going to get trampled a couple of times, but he gets up and he gets back in the line as quick as he can, and he goes again. So he's got the art of a lion. He's only small, but his art and his effort is huge.
I'm guessing Paul McShane's the player that you alluded to this week that you were sort of waiting on. What's his issue?
He from the operation that he had on his arm last year, he had some more complications with that with the metal work in his arm. So he's got something to sort out with that. We're not quite sure the length of time that's going to be or how serious it's going to be. But it's only been sort of 24-48 hours, so it's still in the early stages. But I would imagine it'll be at least as best case scenario, at least 2 or 3 weeks. I would have thought, but potentially longer.
Do you know how soon you're going to get a definite sort of timescale on him?
No, he's been to see the specialist, had some scans and some X-rays, and I think we're just waiting to see what the best case scenario is now moving forward. Cause I think it's quite unique what's happened inside his arm, so I think we're looking at what the outcome is from the specialist, and they're going to discuss what the best way forward is. So I think it's difficult for me to comment how long it's going to be, how difficult it's going to be.
Joe Westerman came off as well. What was his problem?
Achilles injury, so he was tight at half time. He went out at the start of the second half to try and get through it, but it was no good, so we had to take him off, unfortunately.
I guess on the basis of the game, it doesn't help when your two main leaders, your captain, your vice captain, aren't on, especially when you're already down on the scoreboard like you were.
Yeah, it doesn't help, but it gives that opportunity for other people to come through. What we need in games like that is for our senior players to be really good. And I thought today the players that you don't class as our senior players were the better players. So we need our senior players to be better, more consistently and for longer. And I don't think they have been so far this season.
You've got next weekend off, obviously. What does the next sort of 2 weeks look like for you?
A bit of rest and recuperation over the next few days. We've got quite a few niggles out there, so I think it's come at a decent time for us to patch a few bodies up, and then we'll come back and we'll prep for Wigan as we normally do. We've had 3 games already so far with Wigan, and they've all been slightly different games with different outcomes and things that have gone well and things that have gone really, really bad. You know, so we know full well what's going to be coming at us when we play Wigan, and you know, that effort and that determination, the attitude's got to be there.